that on so we know where to scale. Alright, today I'm going to show you how to use Inkscape to upscale an image, or mostly a plan in a magazine. I found them in old aviation magazines. I think they're about 8 by 10, but either way they all have to be scaled up. So I thought that would be something kind of cool to show you, and that's how I do it before I load the document into Lightburn to start tracing out ribs, which I've already talked about in a previous episode. So I figured, hey, why not? I'm going to show you how to scale. It also is good for checking the scale of a plan before you go to print it out. If you're not sure if it was already scaled up and you want to just double check it, or you could scale it up or descale it, reduce it. So it's a pretty handy tool to have. So I'm going to jump into Inkscape. No, I'm going to jump into Inkscape. That's a tongue twister, right? And let's get going. So I'll show you what I got. All right, I'm into Inkscape right here. I already opened it. I'm working on a Mac. I have a Mac Mini. So I'm not sure how to do it in Windows, but hopefully you can follow. It should be similar. But anyway, okay, so we're in Inkscape, and I just opened up a new document. So the first thing you have to do is to open up the PDF. I have it in a PDF, the plans. Open it, and we're going to do the Cloudbuster, which is a pretty cool airplane. All right, so we're going to open it up. Oh, excuse me. So the first thing they're going to ask is, do you want internal import or Cairo import? I always use Cairo, and it seems to flatten everything out, if that makes sense. There isn't, let's see what it says here. If there's any groups or anything, it makes it easier to work on as opposed to internal import. So I've always done that one. So I'm going to do that, hit OK. And there it is. It's in my plan. So, oh, excuse me. First thing I want to do is go to my documents property, which is over here into File, Documents. And what I'm doing here is I want to set everything in inches. I usually work in inches or millimeters. Today I'm going to work in inches just because I know that the scale should be in inches, how it was drawn. Right now it's just a 8.5 by 11. Excuse me. And let's see what else do we need. Oh, and eventually I'm going to work in a horizontal manner. Let's see, where, right here, orientation, hit horizontal, and that's it. And you can see it spun that part, so I'm going to do that, and there's that. All right, so we got that. I'm going to open up or reduce this here. That takes away the side panel. So yeah, if you just click on these little three dots, see how it will expand that side panel or reduce it. All right. There's our plan. So it's now considered an image. Excuse me. So an object. I'm sorry, object. So I'm going to come out to object. First thing I want to do is rotate it. So if your plan gets opened up or imported, you can rotate it clockwise or counterclockwise. This one needs clockwise. So there's that. Got that done. And now I want to just center it up to my board, or my document page, which is right there. Two ways to do it. I can go back to File, where we were, Document Properties, and I can just hit Resize the content, and it moves it. And that's easier. Excuse me. There's the other way you can do alignment. So if you come back over here on the right, the three dots, you can open that up, and if you go to this icon right here, it'll say Align and Distribute. Open that up, and here you can align it to the page. I could have done vertical and then horizontal, but that's it right there. So all right, we got that part. Now oh yeah, so to zoom in is the plus sign. On my keyboard I just hit the plus sign. I can zoom in. To zoom out, it's the minus sign. So it should be the same on Windows. So I'm going to come in. So I'm just going to show you here. Now I'm just using the mouse, and I have like a little, I don't have a wheel, but I forget what they call this, magic mouse. I can just move my fingers. It's kind of like a little trackpad. But so what I'm looking for is any kind of scale, orientation, anything. There isn't any ruler. On this plan, I don't see anything for a reference. So not to worry. You just have to find something that you can get the actual measurement. So I'm going to zoom in a little more. And I've already went through this whole plan. And the best thing I found was right over here, the motor mount, or engine mount. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in as much as I can. So there it is. I know that says it's blurry, but that's a 1/2 inch between those two holes. So I'm going to measure that to see where my scale is right now, currently. So I come to this tool right here, and it's the pen tool, and it's Bezier curves. So Bezier curves. All right, I'm going to click that, and it turns into this little pen tool. Now, if I just come in, I'm going to zoom in one more time, plus sign, zoom in, and I'm trying to just get right on the line right there, close as I can. So click it, and then if you hit the shift key, or hold the shift key down, nope, not the shift, control key, see how it snaps to I think it's 10 degrees. So there is perfectly vertical line, vertical, and there's a horizontal line. If I didn't do that, it would place it wherever I want, and I kind of want to keep it horizontal. So it's the control key, and I want to go, it just makes it easier to measure, and I'll show you why here in a second. And I'm going to say it's right there, and it's a double click to break the line. Now don't worry about the big chunk right there, that's just a stroke issue. So I'll show you, go back to the right hand side with the 3 dots, click that to expand it. There it is. Sometimes my mouse doesn't get it all, but okay, now we want to look for the stroke, fill and stroke, it's this icon right here. So I don't want to fill, I don't want to stroke, I just want to fill. Right there, and then I think that's all I need. Yeah. Thought there was one other thing I used to change, but nope, that was it. I'm going to reduce that down, close down that side window, there it is. Okay, so I have that line. Now all I have to do is come up to my select tool, and it tells me how long the line is. So that's just the placement of the line. I believe it's from the first point, so don't worry about the X or Y. You want the width. So it's 0.128 inches long, and I need a 1/2 inch, which is 0.5 of an inch. So it's off. So we're just going to need to grab a calculator, and I'll show you how to scale this real quick. Let me find my calculator. I know it's in here somewhere. Not there. There it is. Okay. There's my calculator. Oh, that's from a previous example. Okay. Excuse me. So we're looking for 1/2 inch. So put in what you're looking for. 1/2 inch, 0.5, divided by the number that we just measured, 0.128, and that'll give us a scale in, let's see, 0.128, talking and doing at the same time, equals 3.9. So I'm going to round this up to 4 times. So that's 400%. Everything it's based on percentage, 100%. So if it was if you want to be technical, 390 times 100 is 390. So 390%. But I'm going to round up to 400 because that's probably what it was. And I do remember reading an article on this Cloudbuster that I think they said that it was upscale it for 4 times, so 400%. So that's all we need. That's how easy it is. So when you're measuring something out on your scale, remember it's the the target scale that you're trying to hit. So the 1/2 inch, I was trying to hit the 1/2 inch, and my actual measurement. You just divide the numbers out to tell you how much more you need to go. So 3.9, but we're going to round up to 4. Close that out. Excuse me. All right, so we don't need that. I'm going to delete that. That was just a reference line. So now I know the scale. So to zoom out, minus sign. Okay, I'm zooming out just so I can see it. And now I'm going to go up to, where am I going? Nope, not going up, going to the side. Click those 3 dots. So in here, you're going to see there's a scale, transform tool. That's where the scale option is. So there's the scale. And so right now it's set to, you can change it to inches or millimeters. We're scaling in percentages. So it's already at 100%. That's what it was. We're going to increase it 4 times, so 400%. So all I'm going to do is I want it scale proportionally. So I'm just going to pick one of these, delete that out, type in 400. And it didn't do it because I didn't highlight the image. So select the image. And let's see. Did I not do this right? Hold on, sometimes I get ahead of myself. Let me just pull and drag. Yeah, no, it didn't do it. Okay. Control Z will back out of your mistake. So let me go back here and change that. Yeah, the reason it didn't work, I didn't have it selected. So I'm just going to come back off of it, reset this to 100. See, making mistakes. Not a big deal. Now I'm going to select it. Make sure that's scaled proportionally. Now I'll retype the 400 in. Delete. There. And now you saw it. Yeah, it increased size. So that's all. So if you have the same issue, make sure you highlight the what they call object. That's the scale part. Okay, we're done there. So I can reduce that side, and there it is. I'm going to zoom out, minus sign. So if you see this little shadow box right here, I'm going to drag. So it's clicking. So while I'm in the select tool, if I click, left click, and pull, I'm holding it and moving it down. That was the original document size, and now this is scaled up 400%. So we need to make sure our document size matches the what's called object. Okay, back over to File, Document Properties, and this is really easy. Watch, check this out. Resize the content just like we did before. Boom! It just that's it, resized. And I'll show you here. If I click and drag and pull it, see how it matches now? So now the document is the same size as the object, which is the plan that we're doing. It's been enlarged. Okay, to get back on to Control Z, we'll put it back to where it was. All right, what else? I'm just going to show you real quick. I probably should have left that open. So now if you look at the document properties, we set it in inches. Now we are 30 inches high and 42.6 inches width. So we're right on. All right, so that's good. Let's check to make sure everything works. So zoom in, plus sign. Excuse me. All right, remember we measured off of the engine mount right here. We knew that was a 1/2 inch between those two holes. Let's measure and make sure we're in there. So remember, it's the pen tool. Come up on this side, right there. Hit that. I'm gonna come in a little more so I can see it. And then you click and hold the control down for horizontal line. Click right here. Double click, sorry, I almost forgot. Hit the highlight, or the select. No, move tool. What is this one? Selector tool. And then we come up here and look, and 0.5, I'll take it. 0.510. We're looking for 0.5. That on. So we know where to scale. Delete that out. That's it. Zoom out. Negative, the minus sign. Zooms out. So there we go. We're ready to go. We could actually export this out, but I want to trim up this paper just to save a little bit of printing, right? If it's over into the next side, you're going to pay a little bit more. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to do this. So I hit the rectangle. What's this? Rectangle tool, and just draw a rectangle. Now don't worry about that it's blacked out. That's just a fill and stroke issue. So we already talked about that. Come over again to the right side, expand that side. There it is. And remember, it was this one, fill and stroke. So we don't, since we're trying to do a rectangle, we don't want to fill. We don't want it filled in. And then we do want the stroke right there. Excuse me. And I'm going to set it to, I'm working in inches, doesn't matter. 0.1, good enough. And that's it. Let's collapse that side down. There's a rectangle, and I'll come up to the select tool. And now I can select it. So I want to just resize it. The only thing before I start grabbing all the little tabs or handles to pull it, I want to make sure it's unlocked, which it is. And now I'm just going to start pulling it in. I don't want to cut any more off the top, but I'm going to reduce some of the sides here. I'm going to reduce a little bit of the bottom paper right there. Reduce this side down. All right. Now, to get it to it's actually called clipping. So that's already selected. Now I'm going to select the document and hold down the shift key while you do it. Hold it down, select that. Now both are selected. Come up to Object, Clip, and Set Clip. Boom. And you'll see it kind of doesn't look like anything happened, but it did. So now all we have to do is come back up to File, Document Properties, and hit that resize the content again. Boom. And it just, see how it took it away? How cool is that, right? And there it is. that plan's ready to go. All right, we are done. We confirmed the scaling, we upscaled, we confirmed everything's accurate, we trimmed out the extra paper we didn't want. All we have to do is export. So I'm going to expand the little side window here on the right. I am looking for the export tab, which is right here, export. And all I'm going to do is export in a PDF. You can do it in a PNG if you want to do an image and send it off to, I think it's like Photoshop or GIMP, or if you need a photo of it. I don't. I need a PDF of it to send into Lightburn. Send it to Lightburn, so then I can start tracing out the parts I need to cut with my laser cutter. So it's to scale, or I could send this off to a printer, get it printed. I use Acrobat, Adobe Acrobat to tile it if I'm going to print it at home because I don't have a large printer. So I want a PDF, and it's that simple. Pick PDF, and since I already had the Cloudbuster, that's the original file I had. I'm just going to change the name or add something in there. Just add something because it won't. It'll ask you if you want to replace it because you already had the same name. I'm going to go edited or edit. And that's it. And then export. And there, it just popped up on my desktop. Done. So that's it. That is how simple it is. So that's it. So I hope you learned something. I tried to make it as short as I can. Hopefully I didn't confuse you, and very easy. So you can find old plans in a ton of magazines online, and then you can download Inkscape, which is free, so it's easy to use, and do your scaling. You can check scale, or if you download a plan and it's already to scale and you want to check it to make sure, I just showed you how to do that. Or if you want to upscale a plan a little bit to make the plane larger or reduce it, you can reduce it as well. So hopefully this helps, and I just wanted to share it with you. So anyway, yeah, if you liked it, let me know if you liked it. Leave a comment if you have any questions. I'm sure you have something. I'm sure I missed something, but I'll be happy to answer. So anyway, I'm Bill Riccio, and see you in the next one.